Hello. Hi, I'm Shannon, and I'm from Speak Out and Thumbs Up.
Hello, I'm Rahan from Speak and the Thumbs Up group.
Hello, my name is Rami. I'm part of Speak Out as well. I'm part of the Thumbs Up group.
Yeah, it's Sarah. I am involved, I do the thumbs up for good health.
We give organization like thumbs up training because if someone they know if someone have learning disabilities, how they can communicate and things.
So because people are dying early in hospital because of the treatment, or they don't know how to communicate with the person. So we're there to prevent and make it understand that people with learning disability are getting better health and health service, or to make them prevention is better than leave it at the last moment.
People with a disability live less than someone without a disability. Also, talking to support workers and how they can improve their time with their clients. So instead of just sitting down all day, maybe take them for a walk or get them in a physical activity and to eat better.
And could you start by telling me about a time when you went to go see your own GP?
You went to go and see my GP after lockdown. It was for medication for anxiety, because obviously when the world went a bit that way, it was like, oh heck, you can't do much at that time. Obviously now we can.
During the pandemic,
Yeah.
during lockdown, you
Yeah.
mean? Did you feel the doctor was understanding?
Yeah.
I went recently, last week actually, to see my doctor.
And how was that?
That was really good. They listened well and she was understanding. I recently lived in Mulscombe and then moved to Peacehaven,
Okay.
so it's quite a new doctor. It's quite nervous at the start because getting to know other doctors as well. A couple of weeks now I was getting recurring stomach cramps and I just thought, oh, I'll just leave it. It's probably not anything to worry about. So, and then Speak Out, as lovely as they are, just said, oh, I think maybe you should try and go to the doctor. I was like a bit hesitant because I didn't want to worry the doctors. Just because I didn't want to waste their time because it might have not been important. I managed to make an appointment and get him the next day. The doctor was very thorough and gave me a blood test and I'm going to have a scan soon.
Oh, I went to see my doctor in April, around that area to have, because every person with a learning disability is entitled to a annual health action plan. It means you see a doctor with your nurse and you have a blood test. You have another extra time to see what worries. So I went to my doctor because spoke to my hospital dietitian, and she told me I told her, and I went to the doctors about it, and so I was given medication. Because I'm physio, I need physio, and they didn't give me how to use the cream. I was a bit too scared because it says if you use this and you wash down below, you need to use folic acid. I didn't know. I think I didn't understand it.
I like to get a letter or a text.
When I get information overload.
Yeah.
Like when your brain has like kind of concentrating with has too much to deal with, and then you write it down and then it's less to worry about. Sometimes they explain things in their own words, not in the words I would use.
Yeah, that's what we call jargon.
Yeah.
So what would make things easier?
If they use information in visual, presented it in visual way.
And I asked for easy read, but it was like learning easy read. It wasn't pictures of how to use it step by step. Oh, I wanted step by step how to use it.
Like big font, papers printed in yellow. More explaining.
We have pictures on the left
Yeah.
and simple writing on the right.
It was when I had a seizure during a previous Christmas.
Okay.
Then we went to A&E, and then I think I stayed over. They asked me, did they ask me to stay in? Maybe they did. I think it was quite noisy and quite busy, because I think the time I was also there was on New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Because I remember there was like loads of, yeah indeed, there was loads of police there, and
Quite scary.
yeah, scary I think, and yeah, scary Francis, I'm probably quite nervous.
Going to hospitals is boring. When you're waiting for, like, because I'm at 8 in the morning until 6 p.m.
It's a long day.
Long day, like, and it's not. You feel like more sick.
I originally had to go to see my friend, and because the other building in Brighton is now closed, I went to the new ward. The new ward was less echoey, but the signage is very small, and there's so many lifts, and it's not colour coded, and the lift map, with the old Brighton you had levels. It's just like a tube map, it doesn't make sense. And my friend was in the ward, and she was next to somebody who had that machine beeping, and I had tinnitus. And it was, my friend said I looked petrified. And I had a sensory overload, tinnitus, and I couldn't stay a long time. And it was very, panicking, you know, and I don't like hospitals, so I gave it a go. I went saw twice. Yeah, I don't like hospitals, sensory, and yeah.
I haven't really been to the hospital for a while, which is good.
Good, yeah.
But I remember the time I had my tonsils out,
Okay.
and that was quite scary because I was quite young back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish they could have prepared me more better and gave me more time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. To explain what was going to happen.
Yeah. I felt like it was quite rushed.
They told me you have to do like a fasting things, like when not eating, and the thing, because they told me that thing, I felt that time my sugar is going down, and the nurse she came to have to go injection like this needles and thing, and because my sugar was going down, I just told them, oh, my sugar's gone down, and I felt funny. I couldn't drink, I couldn't eat, and at that time they had to take lots of blood from me.
Okay.
From that time, I didn't get the result of the blood test. Not making someone sitting for a long time. They have to see someone quickly. If someone in pain or anything, someone can say 6 hours in hospital with the pain.
And that, would you say that could be a reasonable adjustment for someone with
Yeah,
a
yes,
learning disability?
yes,
Maybe if they communicated better.
yes.
Yeah.
And staff staff there. I know all the staff doing a wonderful job, but they need to calm.
Better signage, having a walk-through video, or have it colour-coded, because I was thinking of my friend who doesn't read, and how would she get there if you had to go in emergency? And with the sound of the beep, how would you cope? You know, like having a quiet room.
The doctor can make like a double appointment. It's making it much easier.
And with the flag that you're entitled for extra time, yellow piece of paper please, and bigger font, and extra time, you know, because then you get to know what's the best of communicating. Like having easy read on your flag is a really good tool.
To have more time for the doctor to be less stressed and to make sure we have time for you.
What happens at your annual health check?
Yeah, they'll checking the weights and things. So, there may be something wrong. What they should be as well doing like scanning or anything, because maybe there's something wrong. And
Basically, they just asked me a few questions, weighed myself and had a blood test.
And what do you think makes a good doctor?
Someone who is friendly and approachable and cheerful. Probably someone who's understanding and can relate to the person there.
Patience, good communicator, and just a friendly face. Because once I explained what the problem was or the issue, they also repeated it back to make sure I understood.
That's really
And they're just really friendly.
someone know you, someone like very kind to you, knowing the problem, not angry to you. Or
What the best doctors is talking to me and listening to me. Yeah, try to communicate with you. Yeah, knowing, get to know them. Yes, yeah, having a relationship you feel trust is better. I don't like when they're cold, like really, because they treat me like a child, and I'm not a child. I'm an adult. I'm a full-grown adult, and there's sometimes you should not be looking at the care. You should look at the person, but also if they need to, still talk to parent and explain. You can talk to both of them, but please put your main idea of the person you're seeing, because it's not fair that you just look at the mother into the
I've had that in the past, yeah. But that's, so what's wrong with your daughter? I'm like, hello, I'm here.
Exactly.
I have a voice too.
You wouldn't do that to your client if you were the patient, and that if you were seeing the doctor and they looked at somebody else, it'd be a bit rude.
Dad and me support worker care.
Okay. Does that help you?
Sometimes he spoke to Dad and then he spoke to me.
Okay. What would you prefer?
Sometimes he spoke to me. Most times if he spoke to me.
I'll go with my parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel that helps?
Yeah, because I get quite nervous going myself.
yeah, I go by myself.
Maybe to write down my ideas before I go in, probably.
That's a really good idea. Do you feel the doctors sometimes steer you off in a different direction?
Sometimes.
I don't like going to them, sorry. And when going to doctors, I had somebody with me. I don't like it, it's anxiety. Because you're waiting and and then anxiety because you want to say something and then you tell them and it's out in the head and you forget because you're not taking it in. It helps writing it down and I can remember what I can do.
Do you have a hospital passport, Rowan?
No, I got a temporary one. I got a blank one with me now.
A blank one?
Yeah.
Better do something about that for another time. I'm sure you tell people about that when you're doing the thumbs up teaching. Yeah. Why is it that you want to help with teaching doctors?
So then they can know what it's like to... No, so then they can understand what it's like to have a learning disability when they teach other people.
Because I want to give more awareness of disabilities and how it can be hard for them and the situations they go through.
To see the eyes of people with learning disability, especially for people who are mild or borderline, you know, and making sure that the service is good, you know, and making sure that people understand the eyes, and making sure that better health care can be prevention. If we've had good communication, then we spend less. And actually, you will spend more, but it's prevention. We'll spend less in the future. True. Because good healthcare, good prevention, less stress on the NHS. Sorry, I think the government should think of that, but they don't.
To be brave and to enjoy your job.
Probably to use the same words that the person with a learning disability would use, and probably not make it complicated.
That's great. Thank you very much.
That's okay.